my channel. My name is Kaylin and today I'm going to be talking about why I wanted to have a natural childbirth. My first natural childbirth was with this girl who is Elia, she's my oldest daughter, and then I had a second unmedicated childbirth as well with my second daughter who is Haven. I have a handful of natural childbirth videos that are really popular. There's so much hype around natural childbirth and I figured a lot of you might be wondering, why should I even want a natural childbirth? So in this video I'm going to be talking about why I decided I wanted to have a natural childbirth, and then in an upcoming video I'm going to be sharing the top reasons why you might want to consider having a natural childbirth as well. If you enjoy videos on childbirth and just encouraging videos about motherhood, I would love to have you subscribe to my channel. I want to be clear as well that I'm completely supportive of all birth choices, whether they're C-section, vaginal, medicated, unmedicated. I truly think all birth experiences are beautiful and should be celebrated. I just wanted to share some of my insight on choosing a natural childbirth. So I was born via C-section and my sister was as well. My mom's labor, I believe her water broke prematurely and then her labor just never progressed. So that was something that she obviously couldn't control. And then my only sister, she actually had a C-section as well because of certain complications. Her blood pressure was high, so they induced her on her due date, and then her labor didn't progress as well. So knowing that my mom had 2 C-sections and wasn't able to have a vaginal birth, and then my sister was as well, I was thinking, oh my goodness, I really believed that for some reason, it sounds ridiculous now, that I was not going to be able to have a vaginal birth. Like, I thought, this is my mom and my sister. There's no way that I can have a vaginal birth if they couldn't, which sounds so silly. So if you have any of those fears, know that that doesn't have to be the case. So between my sister and my mom, I have the smallest frame of them all. My hips are incredibly narrow. Like, I have no hips. Even a doctor that I saw who was into natural childbirth told me she was concerned that I could bear a child with my hips or lack thereof. So I had all these doubts in my mind, and I knew based on lots of studies that the less interventions there are, the more likely you are able to have a vaginal birth. So that is actually what led me down the road to want to have a natural childbirth, is that I just wanted to have a vaginal birth. And I knew that often one intervention leads to the next. Lots of hospitals just kind of want you in and out. They just don't want to be sitting around for you to give birth. They have a very different mindset in hospitals, for the most part, than they would, for instance, at a birth center or home birth that is done by midwife. So I just kind of wanted to avoid that chain reaction. I had heard the stories so many times from different friends and different birth stories just about how hospitals especially like to control things in different aspects of the birth. So I just wanted to step back from all of that as much as possible and let things just take their course naturally as God made my body to do. I just wanted to see what could happen and if my body could in fact give birth naturally. But after I made that choice, I learned so much throughout my pregnancy. I mean, I feel like that's the time you start researching stuff. And I discovered kind of the best practices I could do to prepare myself for a natural childbirth, like hiring a doula, like pursuing a birth at a birth center, the different things that I could do to prepare my body. So I was so focused on doing that really just because I wanted the natural vaginal birth experience. It wasn't like I wanted some badge of honor or I don't know, and it wasn't informed about the other reasons. So that was the main reason why I opted for a natural childbirth. Again, a lot of other things that I found out along the way were convincing and made me want to have a natural childbirth, but that was the main reason. And I'm really grateful that I can say that I had 2 successful unmedicated childbirths. The first one with this girl back in 2015, she's almost 3, and she was born at a birth center. And then my second daughter was born naturally at a hospital. So I have those 2 birth stories up if you want to check them out. I also have a handful of other videos about having a natural childbirth. And since a lot of you found those videos to be encouraging, I wanted to share more videos on the topic of natural childbirth. So stay tuned for the top reasons that you might want to consider having a natural childbirth. If you're interested, make sure to stick around and subscribe. I'd love to know down in the comments what kind of birth you had, if you had any pain medication, if you had a C-section, if you had a natural childbirth as well. And since a lot of people I know who watch these videos are first-time moms, I would love for you to include any advice you'd have for them about going into their birth experience. Anyway, so that is my story. Thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you have a beautiful day and a beautiful birth experience because you're absolutely worth it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!